Always important, always intense. Patience was required a bit out there today, but how was it?
Oh, it was amazing. It was awesome. It was just literally the coolest track ever to drive. The most fun. Every year it's such a blast. It doesn't matter what car you're in. Of course, it helps when you're in a car that feels good and is quick. But with the grip, the speed, it's narrow, it's fast. It's the best roller coaster ride of the year. So, and it's such a privilege. We're one of 20 drivers that get to drive this track. So I definitely felt very. This morning I was like, I text Ellen, who's been my assistant for like 20 years, and I texted her and I was like, I can't believe I'm still so lucky to be able to do this every year, and I was so excited for the day. So it went smoothly. P1 was a little bit of a challenge, traffic and everything. P2 was much better. Got a little bit of time to find. Charles is very quick, but otherwise a good session.
It's a tiny amount of time. I think there's like a tenth in it, or less than a tenth.
Yeah.
So what's Saturday going to look like? Just you're going to tell the boys just to clean the car, don't touch it, setup's all right, or still going through data and onboard laps? What's the plan?
Yeah. So I think in the time, I think I can. I would say there's more to find in my driving, in lines, in braking. I've got 1/10, for example, just in turn one. So but there's bits here and there throughout the lap. But then the car, there are like the subtle changes I think need to make. So I will not be making many changes at all. We might change one small thing, like a bit of tiny, quarter of a degree of camber or something like that, but maximum. I think that would be it.
To the weekend, you seemed convinced it wasn't going to be a strong weekend. Are you still as convinced now?
Maybe a bit less convinced, but yeah, let's say I'm not convinced the other way either. I think for now, a Friday in Monaco is always very special, very specific. I think everybody's taking a bit their reference, so it's too early to feel very positive about the weekend, but let's say that the Friday has been very positive for us. I've been feeling pretty good with the car. It hasn't started the way I wanted with the crash with Lance, but after that it's been pretty smooth, and I'm happy overall with the car.
On the soft tyres in the second session, there was at points where it looked quite special. We of course know that qualifying is so important round here. Does that one lap pace give you encouragement for Saturday?
Yeah, the one lap pace was strong, as I said, whatever compound we were on, I was feeling quite comfortable, and the lap time was coming pretty quickly, so that's always a good sign. As you said, qualifying is going to be fundamental round here, and we've got to be starting in front if we want to hope for a good result.
Max, how was it out there today? It looked like there was some trickiness, shall we say, with traffic. Was it worse than normal in Monaco?
Well, I mean, Monaco is always quite tricky with traffic, but I think 2 times today it was quite dangerous, I would say, in FP1 and then 1 time in FP2, which is not ideal. I mean, I know it's practice, but it could have been, I think, quite a big crash, if you don't back out of it quickly, if you don't read the situation, but luckily everything went well.
In terms of the sheer pace, it's sometimes difficult to place you guys this season with having races where you've won and then not as competitive. Do you guys know from practice today where you're shaking out?
I think FP1 was quite positive, but then we made some changes for FP2 to see how far basically we could push the balance, and I think we just overdid it a little bit. So then, I just couldn't really attack the corners anymore how I would like, and then you're just like shedding a lot of pace, and the lap time was basically not coming out of it. I mean, I don't expect us to be the quickest, but we want to be, of course, a lot closer than what we were in FP2. But I'm also quite confident that we can be a lot closer. But Ferrari again looks very, very fast. I mean, the McLarens were quite close behind, but if you see over the whole season the pace, I think Ferrari again took a big step forward.
You've had a couple of sessions to get used to the car out there. It looked a little bit tricky to get the pace out. Talk me through it.
Yeah, I mean, as usual, bit of traffic, obviously, story here, but yeah, I think the same as everyone. It's all up to almost like luck to get a lap, and FP1 didn't have any lap. Fortunately, I had a bit more laps in FP2. Yeah, it was alright. I think at least able to read kind of limitation from the softs, but it's kind of similar still limitation what I had in FP1. Just feel, yeah, just don't feel much step from the soft in terms of grip. So that's what I'm struggling at a little bit.
On the medium, when you did get some clean laps, how did the car feel then?
I didn't have any lap. I had a one lap, but red flag and everything. I mean, yeah. I just had a single lap, to be honest. Yeah.
So how are you feeling about the rest of the weekend? One session at least to still kind of get a feel for the car tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting there. At least went better. Had a step from FP1, but yeah, need a couple of bits more from the car. So try to squeeze that. Yeah, I need a couple of tenths more. See how it goes. I'm sure we can. There's a bit of potential there. So try to squeeze out. Myself. Just keep what I'm doing, build up the pace, and hopefully I can put it all together in quality.
At some points out there today with the handling of the car, obviously lost the front wing at one point. How was it?
Tricky, yes. I think just the whole day has been a bit up and down. I think when we get everything together, the pace is quite good. It's just not proving that easy to do at the moment. So some things to look at. I think especially for myself, it's been a very messy day. So yeah, just try and reset a bit tomorrow because I think the pace in the car is there. It's been something that's been said of the McLaren a few times this year, that the pace is there, but sometimes it's difficult to handle. You still finished through practice 2 in second, so is that sort of an accurate description from the season of where you are here in Monaco? More or less. I mean, I think clearly Ferrari are looking a lot stronger here than they have done. But yeah, I mean, I think for today it's more just been on my side that's been quite messy. But yeah, plenty of things to learn, and I think tomorrow will be an interesting day. Good luck.
I mean, it's always good fun here. It's always stressful, but yeah, good fun. Just difficult to get some clean laps and things at times, but yeah, I think a nice feeling. Felt comfortable from the beginning, but yeah, need to progress more in some areas.
Oscar said that sometimes around this track in particular, he's found the car a little hard to get to grips with. Has that been your experience as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
In what sense?
I mean, it's difficult to describe the things, but we're talking small things, like it's not huge, but when you're talking about hundreds here and there, it's small, a lot of small things that add up, but just choose too difficult to get the braking right, to get the cornering right, to get the tires, the grip, the feeling, all in like the perfect window. So it's I know there isn't one answer for the question there. It's many different things.
You're allowed that. That's fine. Good luck for tomorrow. First day as a Formula One driver around Monaco. How was it for a rookie out there?
Yeah, I mean it's it's pretty good fun with the F1 around here, and it's tricky. Definitely to find the right balance and strike the maximum out of the tire. I think today we've been trying a lot of different things, especially with the soft. Especially in terms of warm-up, because it's really hard to extract the grip, especially in that lap 1. But overall, I think learned a lot during the day, and looking forward to tomorrow.
Clean sessions for you, which is of course so important around Monaco. But pace-wise, do you know where you and George are matching up? Because it looks quite interesting between McLaren and Ferrari in terms of that top pack.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we know Ferrari is always very strong here, and McLaren has been strong the whole season. But you never know what fuel load the other are using, or in terms of power. But we're just trying to focus on ourselves. I'm trying to focus on myself, trying to improve every sessions, and in order to be ready for tomorrow.
Day out there, how was it? Patience was required at some points, it looked like.
Yeah, it's always intense around Monaco. I mean, track isn't quite big enough for 20 F1 cars. I think the strategy team said if you're all like perfectly separated, there's only like 2.5 seconds between every single car. So, as our mate Yuki says, traffic paradise around the track, and that was kind of how it was today. But it was always amazing driving around here. We weren't very quick today, but tomorrow usually is the main day, but this weekend with the mandated 2-stop, it will be interesting. And you've seen some teams already throw away the hard tyre, which was a bit of a surprise to us.
So that sort of shows they're looking likely to do a different plan to what we were expecting. So it'll be interesting.
Okay, have you got the feeling you want out the car, the tyres behaving themselves?
No, not really, to be honest. In terms of pure performance, it's probably been our slowest Friday. So, but to be honest, we had a bad Friday here last year and we were only, I think, a 10th from pole in the end or something. So kind of all still to play for, and I'm still pretty excited to see how Sunday's going to pan out. So even if, we're not in the top 5, top 3 tomorrow, I still think there may be a bit of a chance on Sunday, especially the first time being as it is this year. So, we'll keep our hopes alive.
Okay. The car looked like it had a positive front end, which is what you want around here. Traffic, though, always an issue. How was it?
Yeah, we started off in FP1, I think, with a car that was not giving me a lot of confidence, but it was definitely very fast. And I felt like I was on the lap times quite early, even though I had some work to do to build up a bit of better setup and better confidence. We tried some things that in FP2 to try and improve that, and they didn't seem to work. It made me lose confidence and also lose the positives that the car of FP1 had. So now we'll look into tomorrow to see if we can revert back and try something else that works from the car of FP1 to see if we can find a bit more speed. But not easy because everyone here looks, honestly, when everyone puts a lap together, it looks extremely close.
And is it difficult to put a lap together? Is there a lot
With 20 cars on track, yeah.
Yeah.
We're trying to do some clean laps without traffic running in different times compared to the others. But as soon as there's 15, 18 cars on track, it becomes a bit of a nightmare. Anyway, typical Monaco. I hope one day we get the group qualifying here because it would simplify everything so much and make everyone life.
I imagine that was an intense day, but lots of good learning in the car. Tell us about it.
Yes, Monaco is a tough track. We've been just building up, going step by step, and I think a lot of info to read on today, tonight, and come back stronger tomorrow. I think we've been, getting better, especially in the long run. Was stronger and was pretty good there. So when I start to get the mileage in, I start to get the confidence with the car again. So I think we still need to find a bit of pace. We were a bit far, both cars. Me a bit more, of course, but also Pierre. So we just need to work tonight and come back stronger tomorrow. I'm sure we can do that.
Did you manage to get a sort of quali lap in, or was there traffic? There was
not really, a lot of traffic with the red flags as well. So it's very difficult, but need to keep going. It's still the weekend is still not started yet, so lots to work on.
Tricky out there at times today. How was it for you?
Yeah, it was a tough day. First of all, nice to be racing on the streets of Monaco. It always presents a good challenge. My feeling was that we did a good step with the car from FP1 to FP2, and I was pretty happy with the balance. That's all really. We tried to short run the medium and see how its performance was across one lap, and it seemed pretty robust. So, bit of work to do tonight and see how we get on tomorrow.
Do you know where you are pace-wise? Have you been able to find out what's possible from the weekend, from practice today, in terms of getting in points? Obviously, qualifying is going to be so important.
Of course, qualifying is really the goal. Like I said, we need to see where we stand because I did my performance laps on medium, which was quite different to some of the others. So, I think there's some good signs from today, and let's hope to build on them and improve.
Today, you've ended the day, I think, P6 in the standings, but talk us through the day.
It was really intense for me. Free practice around Monaco is a lot more busy than usual with the traffic. So I enjoyed it, and at the same time, it was really hard. And I had a tricky day, brushing the walls, playing with the limits. FP2 got me scared because at some point I thought that was it, but I still managed to bring it back. The car didn't really want to, but I forced it to, and we could still have a few laps on the soft.
It was great work by the mechanics because they bought you that whole rest of the session. I think you only missed like 6 minutes at the end. It wasn't so bad.
Yeah, again, because of me. And I'm sorry a bit for them to add a bit of work, but they are really sharp. They did amazing today.
Not the perfect FP1. Missed a lot of running. Yeah, got what we could get done in FP2, and yeah, see what we can do overnight to improve some stuff.
It's only a one. The stewards, I guess, were fair enough. There's only one place grid penalty. That's recoverable. It's not the end of the weekend by any means.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
A team mistake, though, perhaps.
Is what it is. Focus on tomorrow.
Okay. Well, good luck. Thank you.
Not the perfect FP1. Missed a lot of running. Yeah, got what we could get done in FP2, and yeah, see what we can do overnight to improve some stuff.
It's only a one. The stewards, I guess, were fair enough. There's only one place grid penalty. That's recoverable.